Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
And Harley Designs. Let us know if you can see our videos properly.
Yeah, if you can see all of us.
Yeah, not just like the
split.
corner of our screen. Please let us know. Because
please tell us right now. It's freaking us out.
Evidently something has changed on YouTube and we're both experiencing the same issue.
So bizarre. Yeah, so let us know where you're watching from and let us know how much of our faces you see.
Yeah, in terms of, percentage would be best.
Yeah, good on your end. You guys are good. So I guess we're good.
I guess that's a new. I'm like freaking out over here. I'm telling Matt, I'm like, I'm restarting this. I'm redoing that. And then he finally loads it as well. And he goes, oh, I'm seeing the same thing. Like, all
so
right.
Weird.
Consistently inconsistent.
Can't explain it.
Welcome to Wednesday. Live takeover.
We did it. We've made it through again. This is episode 47.
47. That's a lot of weeks in a row. This week is a special week, though, because it's King of the Hammers week.
Yeah.
Today was 4400 class qualifying, which is like the big class, the important one.
Important one. I had no idea how quick qualifying went. Like, yes, 2 minute lap, but those guys are flying.
Absolutely were. And it was, pretty impressive. The power hour, it's just like the guys who are selected either for their ability or for their marketing ability. That's who gets put in there. And it was so good.
Yeah. It was, speaking from a marketing perspective, it was quite interesting to see how much the chat was being spammed by people who are fans of the Light Bright Nation.
So I have only been watching on the premium.
So you don't see that.
And honestly, I do not miss not seeing the chat.
I'm with you. I think in the next couple of days, I'm gonna buy the premium as well, because it just seems like great value to get all of those drone shots. Oh my gosh,
the drone pilots are killing it.
They're like going, like, if there's like, oh, there seems to be a problem going up that rock face, they get right down in there. So you're like, oh yeah, you popped a drive shaft. It's like,
it's
oh my
so
gosh,
good.
It's incredible.
The FPV pilots are just, I hope they're being compensated well, because they are absolutely making the coverage.
You know what I think about when I watch it is how many batteries they're going through.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
They must have, I bet you on any given day, they go through 100 batteries.
I'm sure they have a bank of chargers going and keep, and just cycling through, but absolutely. And it's, I think Jeremy Burris mentioned on the stream to me in our chat, the premium. I think maybe he sent me the link to it. I can't remember for sure, but absolutely was worth it. Honestly, for me, it's worth it just for the continued coverage during commercial breaks.
Yes, you've mentioned that before. Let's not talk too much about that, because that's my job. And
the commercials still play. They're just in the corner.
Okay. All right.
So you see both at once, and you hear the audio of the commercial.
Fair. Okay, good.
But it's just have that. Don't they do that in NASCAR too?
They also do that in. Well, I don't know about NASCAR. They do it in Formula One though.
Oh.
But only on the North American broadcast. If you go over to the European broadcast, there are no cuts to commercials.
Oh wow.
None. No little small window. No nothing. Just give me the race.
Just the race.
Racing.
Anyway, KOH is great. Saturday's the big race.
It's been exciting. I'm glad that they moved the big race to Saturday too, because
absolutely.
I think it's a better day, especially with that big game on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
but it's usually on Fridays, or it's been on Fridays before.
Yeah, the big race is normally on Friday, and normally you have to kind of like pretend like you're working while you're listening intently. But when I was in engineering, I like KOH day. I'm like, I'm not working that day. I will not be at the office.
Yeah.
Do not call me an email.
I don't care how many diamond intersections you need me to draw. I'm not going to be there.
So either way.
Cheers.
I'm drinking a ginger ale.
A Canada Dry ginger ale, no less.
That's the best brand of ginger ale.
Agreed.
Seagram's is the distant second.
which is funny because we don't have Seagram's is a Canadian brand, and we don't even have that kind of ginger ale here.
Huh.
You know, if I'm feeling fancy, I'm more of a fever tree kind of guy.
So, yeah, that's I can't don't know
Nick
it.
LaRusso wants to know our opinion on the new 4600 class Bronco.
Jeremy Burris, thank you. The light bite spramming is a drinking game, and I am the one who told you about. Yes, thank you for the tip on the. And I heard about it being a drink, and it's like, okay, that's kind of funny, but it's not funny at the same.
It's not funny.
Like, that's just going to make people really not like them.
Yeah, it's not funny after like the 5,000th time you see it mentioned.
Yeah, I heard about it. I'm like, ooh, just for that, I really don't want to watch the chat. The chat can be so much fun.
It can be good.
The chat in so many things is usually so good, but when it's like kind of
perfect example is this.
Exactly. I really enjoy the chat. Like going back and I'll watch some of these videos over in like 1.5 speed and read the chat because then it's.
Well, plus you get all the. I don't even skip through the commercials because I, get that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave Zilla agrees that Werner's is the best ginger ale, and I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Werner's.
I have not, but I'm seeing that pop up, and you know what? Yeah. I'm open-minded. I'll check it out.
It's more of a ginger beer than it is a ginger ale.
A little spicier. Interesting.
Yes. it's quite spicy.
I'm in for it.
I once with one fond memory of my dad, and we're not going to make this a downer episode because there's a lot of unfond memories. He once drove him and I to like a Werner's factory, I guess, or bottling plant where they made Werner's in Canada, and we bought like 20 cases of it and had Werner's for like a whole year.
If you're gonna go big, go Werner's.
Yeah, you're gonna go big. Do not go home.
Yeah.
Then that's how the saying goes.
The 4600 Bronco, though.
Yeah.
Obviously it didn't make it. It didn't get finished in time because it's not racing.
Nope.
So.
And nobody else is racing one. There's lots of JLs. There's lots of Rubicon or at least JLs in the 4600 class this year, of which I saw many. So those are certainly racing. But it was interesting to see the Jeep wasn't the banner sponsor. I guess Ford paid a lot of money.
Yeah,
to get that Bronco up there.
Man, they did a great job on the
actual 4400 cars.
The body panels that they gave to Vaughn Gittin, Lauren Healy, and Shearer. They did a great job. And so all three cars underneath of those are completely different cars.
Yes. They're not
the cars that they were previously running. But
they're all IFS though, right?
They all are IFS.
So at least that's probably the one thing they're like, well, can't put it on a solid axle car. You gotta put it on IFS.
Yes.
Guys, if you put this on a solid axle car, they'll laugh us out of you.
Yeah. So that is, I'm really looking forward to the race.
Me too.
Lauren Healy is my he is so good and so fast. He just has a hard time getting a car to the finish line. He's won KOH before, but he's my bet. Not a safe bet. I think Shearer is probably a safer bet.
Probably a safer bet. I'd like to see a full independent suspension car win, like
Pellegrino or Cameron Steele in the laser nut car.
Yeah, it would be okay. This would be crazy. But what about that dude who was around the Can-Am in early qualifying today, who had like second top time for a long time?
So the qualifying lap at KO,
it's not the same. I know it's not.
You're gonna try and put that golf cart through those rock trails. Now they'll do it and they'll get through there
eventually.
But I hear the rock trails are very difficult this year, and it could favor some solid axle cars. So it's just like RC, solid axle versus IFS.
Always better.
I'd love to see another Miller Motorsports There are 3
Yeah.
UTVs,
Yeah.
Brazing scales, check. I've raced against these boys, and they aren't a joke. That is very true. It's brothers who are 2 of them that are running in Ultra 4. One of them, either way, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
it all.
It's definitely going to be great. I'm really excited about that. I've been watching a lot of the coverage too. Like I watched a little bit of the King of the Motorcycle Men, and
King of
also
the Motos, sponsored by All Balls Racing. Did you?
I love it. He's like, I have to say this again.
Exactly.
All Balls Racing.
All balls. I'm.
Uh, and I also watched the Beatles. I thought that was a really fun little race they
I
had going.
so badly want to my sand scorcher now.
Well, guess who may have just ordered one? This guy.
I mean,
But that's because, I've got ulterior motives.
yes.
Ampro has been releasing or working on some interior bits to make your sand scorcher look a lot better. Performance of that car is horrible. There is no argument for that car ever being good at anything. No, it's not even really good on the sand. And all of the sand scorcher. But if I could take something that's already terrible and make it worse, I'm your guy.
Yes, you know what? I've read some Facebook comments like that before, or YouTube comments before like that about you.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Hey, thank you, RC Dave charged up. He says that outfit says I'm a golfer, sponsored by VP. Here, you know why this shirt is sponsored by VP is because this is a shirt that you get free when your order is so large on Uline. And since I'm the one who sometimes orders through Uline, I'm like, polo shirt, Kansas City.
I'll take a Kansas City polo shirt
because
that actually has got some serious moire going on right now. I can't even look at you
in the
without
camera,
like
you know what? Noted. Not a great shirt for video.
No, not a great shirt for anything.
Except golfing. Which, you know what? I do.
You're a golfer?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
I am a golfer.
I had no clue.
Yes.
I'm
I enjoy pasture pool.
The Scots, they invented a fine game.
I actually really do enjoy golf. Thank you.
I used to enjoy it. I don't enjoy it anymore.
You know,
it won't let me play with my X-Max there anymore.
Right. Disc golf, I've played a few times, not a bunch. Evidently, though, it is huge out here. Like I see.
Oh yeah, dude.
And some really cool places too. I know one of the guys who I've met out here through RC, Chris. He's actually who ended up with my Pro Fusion. He's a big frisbee golfer. Don't call it that, right?
Yeah, no.
It's not frisbee, disc golf. But he's like, evidently he plays all over out here. I'm like, I should go try it, just because it is fun. I mean, I'm terrible, but
whip out the drivers and stuff.
Hey, Chris is in here. He says my offer still stands.
There you go. Good thing you didn't say anything mean about him.
Right.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there you go. I don't remember why we got onto golf. Oh, my shirt.
Your ugly shirt. Gene Master noticed I am wearing my heated sweatshirt today because it's frigging freezing in here right now. And that's why I have this thing. So just turn it on, turn it off. It's on the hottest setting right now.
Yeah.
Dana just said logo's red, so it's on, and his shop is cold.
It was really, here uncomfortable today too, because it's right in between. Like, should I leave my hoodie on or should I take it off? Like, I have a short sleeve underneath, so it's like you're sometimes a little warm with the hoodie on, but kind of be a little cold.
I hate you.
Yeah, and right as I started talking crap, I start dropping frames. Some sort of karma.
Yes. Suck on that. Oh, speaking of dropping frames, I would like to apologize to everybody who tried to watch Lightroom Live last night. What an embarrassment. I don't know what it was. something in the settings of some of the other software that may have been running in the background was just eating up CPU cycles, and it just could not process the video or the audio. So I had to let it go. I had to throw in the towel. So I apologize. Next week, as a consolation, I'll do double the amount of photos I normally do. So that'll be 6 instead of 3.
I do like that you basically dedicated a whole episode to
a whole episode
Rift.
to your photo. Yeah. terrible starting photo, by the way. Terrible framing. Lighting was terrible.
I was like, ooh, there's a sign in the background of this one. I'm sending that.
Yeah. And I took it out. That was the first thing I did.
I'm
getting rid of this sign. But yeah, sorry about that. We'll get back to it. Nothing more I can say. Quacker C, thanks for the $5.
Hopefully my frames
Hey man, too bad about yesterday. Hope all is well. King of Hammers feels so awesome this year. Must be COVID. Haha. Oh, great. Now we just got demonetized. I can't wait to see that LS post build. Ah, yes.
Yes.
The LS post.
That is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Wes really knocked it out of the park. Should I go get it and show people just in case they haven't seen it?
Why don't you hold on until my frames pick back up so there's not just 2 sets of nothing going on?
Copy that.
Yeah, I think that, because while you got one awesome thing in the mail, I have quite the stash next to me.
Okay. All right. Backyard RC, $1.99. Thank you very much. Love King of Hammers, but Reign of Rock deserves more TV time. I'm not familiar with Reign of Rock.
Me either. I don't know.
Figure out what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Andy C, thanks for the $5. Just made my first build post on the Scale Builders Guild forum. King of the Hammers tribute. Stoked to be a part of it. Well,
nice.
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
Right. Where is that UC Fab Pretty Penny cage? I do not have one of those cages here. I have one commissioned and whenever he finishes those, I will get one. But sometimes a UC Fab cage, you just wait until you get a call.
Yeah, but sort of like my printer that I ordered.
Oh yes, I'm still excited for you to get that printer because I'm
excited to have it.
I have allocated what could be used for it, but I'm just
I've got something in the works for that as well. I mean, I got a lot of things to print, and I printed a bunch of stuff today actually, again because the TiVo is like, oh no, I'm still good. You can still use me, please keep using me.
Yeah, obviously we have a couple of those ongoing projects. I've been super busy with helping a friend out a couple of days after work, trying to get him up and running with a project that he's got. So I haven't been, other than Tuesdays and Thursdays, basically I've been helping him. So I've been low on time, but I think that's kind of winding down now, which is good. But I'm really excited for you to get that printer because I kind of still, I'm still all for getting it. It kicked almost all of my viewers out. And I think they're finally coming back. But
wow,
yeah, obviously I was having a time with Matt. Are you going to assemble the Prusa?
Yes, I got the build myself kit.
Gotcha.
Now I've watched all the videos already, so I should be able to do it without having to watch them.
Right. Yeah, that's
this goes like this. Why is it not fitting?
Right. It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. Yeah, I wanted to twofold. I wanted to build it myself because it's fun to build things. 2, the lead time is a lot less. So it's more like I want it now than anything else.
Yeah, it was, what is it, 4 weeks versus 8 weeks?
Yeah.
And is shipping less?
I presume it would be. I didn't think about that.
I think I had seen like shipping was $50 or something like that, but
yeah, $50 DHL. Yeah,
probably makes sense. From
Eastern
Europe, something like that. Hey, thank you, Quack RC. That VS410 chassis upgrade you did Sunday was awesome. The Ripper build was also awesome. Hope all is well. Thank you. I don't even remember what I did Sunday.
What? Oh,
Oh,
you did the carbon fiber
I did
things.
some carbon fiber.
I want some carbon fiber. It'll be
Yes.
good on the LS mail truck. I want to keep that thing light.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you know, heavy
Yeah.
heavy abuser over there. But the
What are you talking about? I'm hard on all my junk.
I know.
I break
You know
everything.
what? We should discuss that you finally were able to release the Gladiator video.
Oh, finally. It's driving me crazy.
How long
Ah,
you had mentioned? I was like, "Oh, you got to finally release it." He goes, "Yeah." It was the cyberpunk truck wasn't even painted yet in that video.
it must have been like 2 months ago that I
Right.
shot that video. Yeah, I've been waiting a while because, products sometimes get shipped to me and I'm told things like put it together, make a video about it. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Don't put that out yet.
Well, wait. We're not going to ship those yet.
Yeah,
So,
those are still on a boat. So please don't do that.
yeah.
So
Now,
yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Um, it
speaking of that, I have seen some conflicting things lately, and it
oh,
looks like some axial rifts are starting to end up in people's hands. But then I also saw a post or a copy of an email that said that the release of a good chunk of them or a release of them is being held until like March or April or
what?
something like that. Yeah.
I went on the I went through the I'm not saying it. I went through the back end ordering site,
Right.
and I think the date was still not that. It wasn't March.
Gotcha. So interesting.
I am curious to know about that though, because that would suck diddly yuck for people that are waiting on riffs.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
another thing of that thing that we were talking about before. It's like how early do you release, or how early do you announce a product before it starts to lose the luster for the people that are waiting on it? It's one thing for like you or me or other people in this part of the hobby to get them
Right.
and promote them, and that's cool, and it's nice to be an exclusive part of that kind of group, but it also puts people that really want it at kind of a disadvantage because they can't get it for months and months.
Especially
That's
if
not
somebody
that's not cool.
pre-ordered it and then they're just
Yeah,
like, like putting
we're gonna hold on
a big amount out on an order. It's like you're just going to wait. You're not going to just like buy something else to tide you over. It's like, "No, I've got a bunch of money out there waiting."
Yeah, it's tied up, man.
So, yeah.
Chris Drift, thanks for the £5, mate. Your weathering video on the half track that can change due to water affecting the result is so awesome. So excited to try this method myself. It's a very fun method. I hope you can still find what's it called? Sophisticated finishes, because I guess the person or the people who made it aren't making it in the same sort of volume that they used to. I know it was hard to find when I got mine, and that was years ago. So I'm not even sure if you can
Oh,
still
you've
get it.
had that for that long.
Oh, sophisticated finishes? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought
That's
I thought that was something you were just talking about you were just doing now.
what are you talking about?
Oh no, that was the new one you did was the dot method thing, wasn't it?
Oil dot method. Yeah, that's something totally different, Josh. Great
Whatever.
effect though. Looks great.
Yeah.
The weathering stuff on the half track, that was a long time ago. That was 2017.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Or yeah.
something like that. But yes, definitely a good method. Works really well. You can also use really quickly, and this is just sort of like top tip. You can use steel wool. It'll help. You just get it all rusty by applying water or vinegar to it and leave it on the truck, and then you can brush it all off when it dries. Gives you a pretty decent effect as well.
So real yeah, what would that be called? It's like
Uh,
real yeah.
unsophisticated finishes.
Right. Dave Damerow says, I'd like to just thank you and Matt for the awesome content that you both keep putting out every week. Just finished binge watching the complete Trail Honcho budget build series.
Oh, you know what? I really enjoyed the Honcho series. That was a good one.
I do too.
It was fun that we got
it.
to end it at Axialfest, and then I don't think we actually shot any video while
No,
we were there.
we were just in the same spot, and we're just like, turns out we're both super busy. And
I am like every single Axialfest I've been to, I've always been like staff. I've always been on the, group of people working the event. So I've never actually, outside of like a few crawls at night, I've never really actually done a lot of crawling. Like I got to do on the last one that we went to, and we were both there together. We did the Ripper crawl, which was one trail, I think.
Yep.
And I think I might have done a little bit more during the day before with the Ripper. That was it.
Right. Yeah. I normally try to either go out early in the morning. So I just go out and I try and kind of speed run a trail before they get busy, because that's the only way. Or I go try and speed run a trail at night, which I will say that it's easier to go run those trails quickly, especially at night, because they put those
a lot fewer people.
Well, and they use those retroreflective little
markers,
so you can like at night you don't see everything else. It's just you see this line of mark, and you can just, I swear, you can go run those trails faster at night. But it's Nicole's yelling at cats.
Being bad.
Yes.
Brent Hefner, thank you for the $5. Best way to create rust/weathered effect on Lexan? Any way to do it from the inside? Not from the inside. I mean, you can paint the car on the inside with like a copper and brown, and kind of give it that look on the inside. And then when you scratch, and then paint the whole truck on the outside. So when it scratches, you sort of see a kind of rusty look underneath, but no way to actually have like that textured rust on the outside.
It's not as convincing as your sophisticated methods.
It's not even mine. It's just that's what we do.
Right. The royal we.
But there you can do all of these effects on Lexan if you've painted it on the outside, at least with one layer of PS or like a polycarbonate paint on the outside. Then you can go to town with whatever you want on the outside. Apparently, this is some news that might make it into your news show next week. Something about beef tubes.
That made it into the news this week. Thank you.
Oh, did it?
Thanks for watching.
I watched it.
Evidently not to the end.
What's the deal with that? Tell me all about it, because clearly I glossed over for that entire section.
Yes, and I will. First, I'm going to go to Indy Bama's comment here, though, that says, I got a confirmation email shortly after ordering. Had a message saying it would be doorsteps February 12th. Then heard the date was pushed back. Contacted Horizon Hobbies. They said something about QC.
Oh, really?
So, we shall see. Jeremy Burris, I answered the Pretty Penny question a while back. Specifically,
you sure did.
When you asked it. But yes, the beef tubes thing. I had mentioned in the news that there were...
Stop. Sorry. Chris Drift, thanks again for the £5. Another £5 for dealing with noobs like myself 4 years behind on videos. I'm always happy to help, Chris. You can actually reach out to me direct if you want, Matthew at scalebuildersguild.com, and I'll try to answer. Or even just better yet, go to the forum and ask your questions about weathering there. There are people who are even better at it than I am. I mean, a lot. I didn't mean to sound like that. There are lots of people who are better at it than me. Okay. Okay. Tell me more about the tubes.
So I had mentioned in the news that in the last week, I had learned of 3 companies that had either sold or had been toying with the idea of selling. One was RJ Speed. They recently sold to another, and I think they sold a little bit ago, but I had read it in Hobby Merchandiser. And then Beef Tubes and Deluxe Fab had both made Facebook posts about putting the business up for sale.
In like separate entities at the same time, just randomly deciding to sell their companies.
Yes.
Huh.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
and then of course I just turned that into, I'm like, this is a topic that can get comments. And
Yeah.
it's always
That's
interesting.
what you were talking about.
And it's
Oh, okay.
always interesting to hear what people's perception and take on it is. And I had kind of talked into it about the same, with Proline and the Great Plains umbrella all getting brought, like how people perceive like large companies who get bought or small companies who get bought. Because it's one of those things, like with a small company, a lot of times it's just a person, maybe a family that is, one person might know the market and kind of decide the ideas, and maybe has somebody they contact or contract to design it, and then a place that they use to machine it.
Right.
But and then there's might be some other people supporting either packaging and shipping and those type of things. But a lot of times, a lot of it is within one person's bit. So if it gets bought, it's like, okay, well, you either have to have somebody who's got that intimate knowledge and then wants to take what that is and go forward with it.
It's a lot like my company, or my former company that I worked at. When I used to work there 6+ years ago, there was somebody who came in and decided to buy it, but they thought they were buying a business and they didn't understand that they were buying talent. So he didn't really have much interest in pleasing any of the talent, and all the talent left.
Oh, and then he realized he didn't have anything,
and he didn't have a company anymore. Like, where'd everybody go? So, that the talent is a important part of it, and that's why I wonder with like a beef tubes or something. Like, I mean, obviously he would be selling all the intellectual property that
and
went along with it,
inventory and things like that. And thank you, BT, for the beef in your tube, he says. But BT, beef tube, is it the same? Who is?
Is he beef tubes?
Is he the? Thank you, as always, sir.
Dan Trivet, thanks for the $5. Just like you interrupting Josh. You guys can absolutely 100% thank you very much. You can definitely pay me to interrupt Josh. You don't even have to pay me.
Right.
I love
He's going to do it anyway.
And BT, thank you for the $20. No comment along with it. So,
I'll just wasted all the good comments on me.
Here's some beef for my tube. I guess. Wait. All right. So continue. Go ahead.
It's just there's a lot, people who. The other thing is like, let's get micro about this and specifically talk about beef tubes. Can you imagine Matt? You're like, you know what? I think I want to turn this into a job or something that actually, turns a profit rather than just trying to make YouTube videos.
Right.
And you go to,
what? I'm tired of paying for my own stuff.
You know what? So you're like,
for my own tubes.
You're going to go sit Rebecca down. You're going to say, listen, I'm going to buy an RC business. It's called
all that money
Beef
I
Tubes.
Saved? The logo is two extremely veiny arms with large muscles smushing together. We have to keep those things. We can't change the name.
So now that's
one part of it. The other part of it is what do you like? And now we can talk more macro.
Yes.
And then quickly, Backyard RC, thank you for the $4.99. I will ask your question after we get through this. I won't forget. And if I do, remind me. But thank you very much. Let's talk more macro about it. What do you think a company like this that creates accessories or niche products for an already niche market, how much do you think you would spend on a company like that?
So it's a really good question because it's kind of twofold. One, with those small companies and things like that, when you're not buying manufacturing, you're buying the ideas or whatever. Like, if the price gets too high for these companies, it's like, okay, well, I could just spend that budget on R&D and marketing, come up with my own name and brand, and basically end up with all of those things. So you've got this, you've got a tier. You either have to feel there's a huge value in the name with a following, but the internet is a big place, and with marketing in certain ways, you can create a name with a fresh,
Yep.
Everything quickly.
Yep.
So, you
Especially
either have to be buying a lot
someone
of
like you behind it, hardly designs. I already see a market for that right there.
Exactly. It's, but that's the real, and that was actually, while I have, that's something I had thought myself. It was also something that had been put down in a comment on the video by somebody who I know has a lot of experience with that specifically, because he also runs a larger company.
Understood. Interesting.
So what I have seen in RC in the past, specifically maybe from this person or this company, is that when these companies like this feel like they want to sell, what sometimes becomes the better avenue is a larger company will say, okay, we're going to take over your brand. We're going to handle the ordering, all the money, and you're just going to get a percentage of sales of items.
Yep.
And that's ends up being the best option for us. So Deluxe Fab is the other one. Deluxe Fab,
yes.
if you're not been around, it's mainly comp crawling, very intricate, and or not intricate, that's the wrong word, but that's a very, very different market.
Yeah, and the stuff he's doing is great, complex stuff for a complex market.
Yeah, but it's like you're looking at
That's
things that
Eric,
often,
right? Eric Deluxe.
Eric Deluxe.
Yeah.
Yep. And oftentimes need to be modified even to work with
the
the so
right. It's not like there's not a lot of bolt on. There's a lot of
even when it's bolt on, like
eventually.
it might still take some finessing. But Perry G was saying, Perry G says, I would buy Deluxe Fab just so I could change my name to Perry Deluxe. Thank you, sir. So, it's like one of the, but he publicly in one of the comments on Facebook said, if you're thinking in the range of 50,000, you're not even close. So
on the high end or the low end?
I'm just going to say, I'm guessing that
on the high end.
On the, you'd be on the low end if you were guessing that. But that's where it brings it up. Like, you're looking at a very small market. You're looking at, so.
That's interesting. And I imagine not so much for Deluxe, but more for probably beef tubes. There's probably a bit of overseas competition that he's starting to really feel is hurting his business.
It's, it's always going to be whether or not he's going to see that as hurting or not. It's always going to happen, you know, and you kind of have to decide where you're going to what level you're going to let that affect you. Either can help drive you a little bit, and then you have to kind of ignore it because there's some things that are always going to be cheaper or whatever to do overseas.
Yep.
Some people are going to understand that. A lot of customers are never going to understand that, and they're always going to go with an overseas
path of least resistance.
So it is what it is. Yep. But 100%. It's a lot of things to consider, and
it's interesting. Because I'm not the originator or founder of the Scale Builders Guild. This was a forum. True. This was a forum long before, well, not long, but a good number of years before I came around. It all started out west on the west coast of Canada and BC, and the owner kind of got tired of dealing with the forum and didn't want to do it anymore. And I was graciously offered the opportunity, and I purchased it. It was a good price, $1 million. Well, you can remove a few of those zeros. It didn't cost me much of anything, but it was a great thing for me to kind of take to the next level, and hopefully I've done that. I think I have. But yeah, there has to be some value in the thing you're buying. If it's intellectual property and there's some talented people who are making these products for you, or you're the talented person making them, it can be a tough sell. If you don't
Yeah,
want to do it anymore and you're just selling the inventory that you have and the designs that you've done, that can be a really tough thing to find a buyer for.
it absolutely can be. And then it's like, do you, as a buyer, if I'm buying it, I'm going to say, I I need a 5-year no compete. You know,
Yeah. Or even better, I want to just subcontract, like I want to have you on retainer for a couple years to kind of help with the transition
right?
and finish out whatever designs you're currently working on, and then we can talk about it. One good point here from Scott Oblander, and then we should probably move on to something else.
We should probably move on
Um,
to that question that you had to ask. But
yeah,
agreed.
exactly. I still have it here. Uh, it would be like Holmes Hobbies without Holmes, not worth much.
Except it would for a
Except
while.
it would for a while, as long as, because I
You know,
mean, John brings 99% of what Holmes Hobbies is to the table. 100%. Like 99%
99%,
of the time,
100%. I
it
totally
works
agree.
100%
Yeah.
of the time. But his involvement is what Holmes Hobbies is. Without him, they're not doing the same thing anymore. Assume this is all theoretical,
Right.
because it's his knowledge and his engineering and expertise that's brought that company to what it is. But for the first little while, without him there, it would totally be the same place because they'd just be selling all
It
the things that he's made.
it would, and what's however that saying goes. Uh, yes, and yes, and say if you had somebody with came in with a large influx, and Holmes is still he's a small shop and he does really well, and he's grown a huge thing out of what I've been to his shop 100 times, but it's like if somebody who bought it had just this huge chunk of cash and they could buy a year's worth of motors at a time, and maybe that year's worth of motors really is only 4 months worth at full stock. It's like, oh, then they could buy a ton, and it's like you could end
Exactly.
up building this huge thing out of it. Like,
Yeah. Could
Mr.
be a
No one misses
massive
no
corporation.
one misses Mr. Castle at Castle Creations. They didn't even know he was a person.
Or Robert Mabuchi.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, me and Bob go way back, but
Hell of a guy. Hell of a guy.
so
I asked him one time, I said, Bob, have you ever considered making anything other than a 27 turn sealed can motor?
exactly.
He's
Can we
like,
get a black option? Like,
I'll give you a black option. I'll call it sport tuned, but that's it. Don't ask me to make anything else, okay?
BT says we miss Mr. Novak though. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Bob Novak. He was
Yes.
actually named Bob.
Yeah, exactly. I know. But there's another. Actually, that may be a great counter example. Bob
Without,
Novak wasn't pushing Novak. He wasn't pushing newer technologies, and
that's right.
that's what I would. It's an opinion, but I think that's what ended up being the demise of Novak. That they
100%.
didn't have somebody who came in maybe and bought the name when it was hot, and then hired some engineers to be like, here's what's going to be new and killer, and then people who are like, for one, how many people in the chat are just like, you know what? I've only been into RC 4 or 5 months. Who
What's
is
a
Novak?
Novak?
What's a Novak? Because that's a thing.
Yeah,
So
Novak was a big thing. The Rooster crawler
yeah.
ESC was huge.
DDM Steve, Bob Novak did sell to Great Plains. I think that's correct, but I think he like it was at the end, things were bad, and basically Great Plains bought the stock for like 30 cents on the dollar.
The company definitely did not make anything new.
Yeah.
After that acquisition.
The dynamite engineers were not exactly on top of getting that firmware updated in the Super Rooster.
Okay, let's get this question in from Backyard
Yes.
RC. That was a really fun discussion, and I hope that, whatever these guys are trying to do, and it's all for the right reasons. They want to just get out and enjoy their lives and not build toy cars anymore, or build stuff for other people's toy cars. Hopefully that's what they're doing. And I hope it all works out. So Backyard RC wanted to know, if you had to choose one rig and one rig only, all your others are gone, which one are y'all keeping? Question for both of us. I'm keeping, it's a toss up for me. So I'll let you go first.
Okay. First of all, thanks to RC Dave Charge Up for pointing out our Anchorman moment. 60% of the time works every time. Sex Panther.
Sex Panther.
So I think the cop-out answer would be my Ripper.
Ripper, yeah.
But it's not my answer. One,
good,
because technically to me it's replaceable. It in the most dick move, pompous answer ever.
Yeah,
the Ripper
no
is
kidding.
Replaceable to me.
Ooh.
My choice for like what car I would keep, I think constantly changes, because I think that almost every RC I have has a price because it's an RC car. And the one that I want, there's my favorite, it changes all the time. The one that I would keep currently is, it's in this room, but you can't see it. So, and it's not like a new Vanquish coming out. It's not that. It's a cut. I think the answer I would have is always a custom truck, because they're always like not super replaceable and things like that. Like there's something special about them. So that's what it is. It's a truck that I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not going to tell you about it.
But the second one would probably be the Woods Runner right there, because there's so much cool stuff and it's handmade, and but again, that's not even my truck anymore. That's Ben's truck.
Well, okay, so Ripper is the easy answer. Not as replaceable for me.
Agreed.
I mean, I could probably still weasel one out of you guys.
If you cried, you'd probably be like, fine. No.
I wouldn't even have to cry very much.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like, fine, just don't cry.
Just shut up about it.
I think, the steam truck is useless. It doesn't go very fast, but I put so much work into it. And I cut my teeth on 3D printing on this truck. And
oh, that's right.
I brazed up my own extended chassis and got all the linkages right without, having a protractor or anything. And, I scratch built the whole rear half of the body and did a lot of mods to the front of the body to make it work. And there's a steam engine in there. So it's pretty friggin' cool.
I would, and that's why I think that would be the type of thing to save. I totally agree.
Yeah, but I also really love the jelly bean. So
yeah.
I
Moosejaw talking about how I was saying you'd have to cry. Moosejaw says, I can cry on demand.
It's super easy. I can totally cry. Is that all it takes? I'll come down there right now and cry.
I'll cry at your
I'm on my way. I'll cry later in this show if it means I can have a Ripper.
Thank you.
You heard it here first,
Steve.
guys.
Just splitting some George and loonies for the two of
you. Gene Master 74 said, I didn't know you were a tosser. I'm not sure what you said, but being a tosser, but I probably said something.
Yes.
Relatively. Yeah.
Now
I just lob them up for you guys. They're all for you.
I'm not going to find the question, but it goes back. I can't remember. Somebody was saying that they're going to start a 3D printing business. This was kind of back on that topic. And it by all means, if you're going to design your own stuff, you can do it. The thing is that the cost of entry for 3D printing businesses right now, it's the joke that we always used in scaling before. It was like, my first RC crawling company was they were selling tow ropes and sleeping bags. Like,
yeah, bed rolls.
You want some custom bed rolls or some tow ropes?
And
So
that's true. It's
3D
true.
printing has become so inexpensive to get into that it's that type of barrier to entry now. So if you have a very unique skill set for designing, then you have that ability to possibly create that business. But without that, I mean, practice it and do it. You might be able to pay for your 3D printer quickly. It's probably not going to be something that you may make a bunch of money at
You're not going to get rich at it, probably.
without, especially without a pretty unique design skill set. I don't
The
feel like,
problem, though, and this
yeah,
is the problem with 3D printing companies in general. You know, unless you're exclusive and you are the only one printing those things, which will make you crazy as well, because there are other companies who can offer better quality. Yes, you got to pay for it, but sometimes people are willing to do that. If you're offering up your files for sale, you will never realize a profit, unfortunately, because the way the internet works
yeah,
nowadays is those files are available anywhere. In fact, Josh, don't you often find your STLs from STL Sunday on Thingiverse, not on your Thingiverse
yeah.
page?
I'm like, I'm giving these away for free. Like, I don't sell a single 3D printing file. I'm like, why are you re-uploading this as your own? I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it's it's so bizarre. And for me, like, I gave away, I think, every one of my designs like that because I made them for that reason. The product that I was trying to create was the video, not the design. So, the design was just something I'm just like, here's what we created in the product. This is the byproduct, and it's for everybody.
Yeah, enjoy it. And then other people
Are
are
like,
like,
that's
oh, I'm
mine
going to
now.
steal that.
Yeah.
I'm taking that HD off of that push
Yeah.
cart and I'm putting another letter on there.
I,
Um,
I don't know.
my mods are doing a great job of deleting comments, but there was one actually I wanted to read. It's from Gene Master. He goes, the tosser line. Yeah, you said it was a toss up between two trucks in England, and here down under, a tosser is a wanker. And I know that. I printed this license plate for myself. You tosser.
Oh, yeah. There's this a comment from the Bigfoot. There was a guy in a 3D printing forum for cars and kept asking around for an STL instead of purchasing it or the part. The long and short is he got tossed for it. He probably did, but you know how often that type of thing is? It's just like someone's just like, yeah, I've got it. You get
Yep.
it too now. And then that guy is definitely the type of guy who's going to give it to everybody. That was why the thing I was like, I'm never going to try and sell these 3D printing files. Because for one, I don't want to. It already, like when you give them away for free and people still try and re-upload them, you're just like,
Yeah.
but like that makes me care a little bit. I'm like, that makes no sense. But what would
Yeah.
make, like, I didn't want to have to care about, like, I'm trying to make $1 on this part every time. And someone
Yep.
steals it instead. I'm just like, I don't want to care about that. So these
There
are
are a
free.
few things that I still sell on my Shapeways page. They are things that are complicated to print or are frankly printed in metal. So nobody's doing that at home. So if you want a Vanquish branded Fairlead
Right.
for your VS410,
Now,
pick one of those up.
I do have some things on my Shapeway, but not so much any. They're still there, but I used to make that GoPro vlogging setup, which was
Oh yeah, that's right.
not a necessarily super complicated thing, but it was complicated enough that somebody wasn't going to quickly design up their own. And I made a ton of money off of those in a short time through YouTube. I posted up the build and I was like, here's the thing that I made for a GoPro. It's a metal housing. You had to have this big bulky audio adapter. And then I
Oh man.
used this really tiny EDG lavalier style directional shotgun microphone, which was great. The whole thing was slick enough for the time, and I sold hundreds of them. And
now tell us what happened next.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew that either an STL file would get out, or the second happened, which was China copied it. I knew it was going to happen. The copied version was far superior to mine.
Yes.
Because it molded the case but it was my exact design. Basically, they just molded them together.
Yep.
That I knew that was going to happen. I capitalized while I could, and I knew I was going to walk away. The funniest thing was when they emailed me and they're like, "Would you like to review this new product?"
It's pretty revolutionary. We call it the Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, your name's Josh. Oh, dear. Ignore this email.
Yeah. So I actually did say yes, and then I did make a video using it because I was like, this is better.
This is better than
Here's
what
the one I
did.
designed before. This one's new and better, and this is $17, and to build this one is $100. So by all means, don't buy my setup anymore. But for some people still do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
because they want to support you. They like you.
No, they just didn't find the good one. Suckers.
Yes.
Got you good.
Suck on that, idiot. As you're like, you're counting your money.
Exactly. So it's the way of the world. And you know what? I am not an overly spiteful person.
No.
I'm a little bit spiteful. I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious.
Just a little stitious.
Yeah. It's
Stabby Josh wants to know if we can recommend a Capra floor plate that allows a full-size dig servo. Well,
isn't that they're like the part-time hobbies or full-time hobbies?
Spare time hobbies.
Spare time hobbies.
Yeah, I've got the spare time hobbies one.
Doesn't that allow?
It does and it doesn't.
Oh.
Because I still needed to get the UC Fab relocation bracket because I'm using a fancy transmission.
Oh, that's right. Because you went to a 3-gear as well.
I went 3-gear on mine. This is the Spare Time Hobbies printed thing, but it's got metal link riser mounts.
Right.
So it's pretty robust. But when I switched over to the SCX-10-2 transmission to get myself a lower gear ratio, in order to fit these servo for the dig, it clocks at 90 degrees. So that's what's in there. I've got a video on it. You can pop it up in the thing. Don't switch over now.
The best thing to do would be to get rid of the stock Capra transmission.
Yes, that's priority number one.
Garbage.
Cody Oscar David, thanks for the $4.99, my friend. Much appreciated. No question.
What is the build this Friday? This Friday, BT, my live build is a carbon fiber chassis for my associated DR10. I've got the undercover drag wings Renegade chassis.
Name.
Can we need to do mail time.
Okay, let's do a mail call. And then what time is it? 10 o'clock.
Go get your fancy Jeep. Your super, I'm jealous, fancy Jeep.
Okay.
Brian Sherwood, thank you very much. What will it take to tip you over for entertainment purposes only? Tip you over. I will say that, I should wait till Matt gets back for this one, but I did get a package in the mail. It's not in here. It did not make it to mail time. So I will not include it for that. I'll have to include it for Friday.
Oops.
Good work.
I dropped the microphone.
Oh, good. Perry G, you might have missed it earlier. Would you review the RC line I'm starting? It's a 1/10 phone buffet taxi with a printed smelly cat in the back. Jesus. Oh, Matt, did you catch my live build last Friday? Where Sookie just crop dusted me at point blank range.
Oof.
It was.
Why are those streams always filled with spilling cat buttholes? Ugh. Guys, if you want to watch a really great show,
Telling you, it's Phoebe Buffet is what Perry meant to say. Not, did I say that wrong? Yeah, he did say. Okay, he said phone buffet. I was like, I don't know what that is, but Phoebe Buffet line. I'm starting 1/10 scale Phoebe Buffet taxi. Smelly cat in the back. Probably
so
took a
good.
minute to get there. Chris Drift, thank you very much, sir, because I love your content too, or maybe an STL file I may have borrowed.
Amazing. Well, okay, so mail call. First thing on the list for this week, obviously, is the new Tough Stuff Overland accessory rack kit from Axial. Mine's black because I painted it. The gray that it comes in, I was not a fan of. And it didn't really go with the rest of this Jeep, if I'm honest. So you get 3 roto packs, the tent, which is non-functional. You you can't sleep in it. You get 2 shovels, an axe, a high lift jack,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
And 2 sand ladders, and all those bits come off. The rotopacks don't come off. The sand ladders come off. They are usable. Those are functional sand ladders. Bike not included, but it all mounts to the existing rack that's on there, and it's not too pricey either. It's like $29 or something.
That is good and cheap.
But it isn't too bad, and it does not come with the trash bumper sticker. That's
what about the bike? Was that included?
The bike was also not included. That's a Knight Customs 3D printed Shapeways mountain bike that I painted and detailed.
That is very nice.
That's what took so long to see stage 3.
You put all that stuff on, then they're like, wait, don't show that.
Yeah, please don't show that. And I was like, well, I already shot the video where every frame you see that. So we're going to be waiting.
Let me tell you. Yes. So,
YSU printmaking, yes, I could have dyed that gray plastic black, but I don't think I had any RIT dye at the time. I did, but it was neon green. So
here's my carbon fiber drag chassis. I haven't really got into that yet.
So, okay, let me ask you this, since you haven't really gotten into it yet. Will it survive being hit by your foot?
Depends on how fast my foot is going, I suppose. But yeah, so I didn't have the answer to that.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
I wouldn't be. I have no concerns of that car breaking.
Well, yeah, because you never run it, so easy.
Problem, solution. Modern problems call for modern solutions. I got another of the TS100 soldering irons.
Oh, sweet.
Since nice. I'm outfitting a Milwaukee pack out mobile.
Man, you goofball.
There's a lot of things for my.
You have to buy a lot of stuff twice.
Yes.
Oh, I better get another PMX 700 or whatever.
This is fun. Do you have any idea what this is?
That is a thing. See? Oh, wait, that's got to be for welding.
It is for welding.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a grounding cable.
This will connect to my ground lead. And then you can use this either to just hold pressure on something. You just rest the tip on it just for a second. just to... Or you've got the clamp in case you know, oh, ouch, you're on my hair. So, yes.
That's terrible.
That is going to be a nice addition to the TIG welder.
Yeah. When are you going to take me some stuff? I also want some of those carbon fiber panels you did for the VS410. Okay.
Yes.
Jeez.
Sorry. Proline Hyrax.
Wow.
Proline crawlers.
Okay, yeah, obviously. Did you get the
J Concept landmines?
Did you see those new Proline tires today? Do you think those are for
Those are
qual
short
ring?
course.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't look like
Look
no
at
crawling tire I've ever seen.
You got to look at the hashtags, man. They always give it away in the hashtags.
What are hashtags?
Yeah. Oh, there's a Rift axle and a sway bar.
Oh, I see that didn't come in a neon green box bag.
And I got another MST JP1 body.
Oh, I thought it was a Lloyd.
Oh. There's more in here. There's Tekin hot wire for the drag car.
Yeah. You loaded up the new software on the RS Pro yet?
The 280 I have not yet. Some Tamiya M chassis or M class something. What do you say? Tires for the
it's
D12.
The M chassis.
M chassis, whatever, for the D12.
Interesting.
And then some.
Do they have a regular 12 mil hex on the back of those?
No, you got to print an adapter.
Blah.
And then some router bits.
Sweet. All right, that sounds pretty good. Hey, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?
You know what?
Yes, Pete, it is. In fact, it's pronounced Miliwake, which is Algonquin for the good land.
I did also get some more Milwaukee tools.
Oh, boy.
I got a drill and impact.
Such a goof.
I know.
Okay, I put together some new wheel and tire combo, which if you followed the Instagram, you probably saw these. These are the RC four-wheel drive Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X tires, which are the most aggressive tire I think I've ever owned.
You know, I think the only thing that might rival them is the KLR M's. It's a toss-up for which one's uglier.
These are not attractive, but I think I bought them intentionally because they were so aggressive, because they might actually look really good on the mail truck. Maybe. We'll see.
What?
It might be too much.
You think? If you put those on, what did you fill those things with, by the way? Are they at like 60 PSI?
Sir, I put Crawler Innovations foams in here, okay?
Well, you put too much.
No, these are undersized. I went undersized.
Are the tire? Man,
the tires are just round. They're extremely round.
I think the best, yeah. You know what? You're probably.
But I did put some nice KMC wheels on there with some of your what are these?
Dredger beadlocks.
Dredger beadlock rings.
Yeah, those tires are absolutely ruining everything. So.
Yeah, that was the goal, to ruin your perfectly great wheel combo there.
Honestly, I wouldn't feel as bad. You're going to ruin that body, though.
I'm not putting these on the mail truck.
That's what you just said.
I was joking. I'm not serious.
Oh, God.
I'm putting something classy on this. Here it is. LS Post.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so much more than I was expecting, too, because when Wes was like, I'm going to build you one of these because you really seem to like it a lot when I showed it off. And I was like, well, it's friggin' crazy good.
It is.
He does a lot of really amazing stuff. So this is all like the hood and the grill and the roof are all vacuum formed.
Yeah, it's amazing that he creates those bucks and then vacuum forms that stuff, but then makes a bunch of this other stuff by scratch.
You should watch, and I linked to it in the What's on the Bench video that I did recently that featured this body. You should go watch him build it, because it goes step by step. It's outrageous. I've done a little bit of scratch building in my day, and then I I'm probably just going to quit because there's no
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
When you get stuff that looks this good,
like, this guy exists, I'm going to quit.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like, well, okay, see you later, everybody.
Exactly.
It's been a really great run. But yeah, it's just awesome. He used your technique here with creating the 3D printed
yep,
forms through the levers.
We messaged back and forth with that when he was first going to try it. He had emailed me an STL, and we kind of looked back and forth at the file. I think we maybe did one revision, and he had knocked it out. Obviously, he
nailed
knows
it.
he knows what he's doing.
Clean it is under here. It's not like it's a big mess of junk. It's amazing. I'm just so pleased.
Yes.
I'm also, because when he said he was going to do one, I was like, that's cool. I'm really excited. And I when I got the box in the mail, I expected just body and primer. So like to get this with like the LS post instead of LS mail,
right?
Because the original one's the US mail truck. We had these DJs in Canada as well for our mail trucks, so that's all.
But with the detailed interior and the belts and everything, it's just incredible.
So it's really incredible. So that is going to go on a VS410 Pro. It gets chopped front and rear, so wheelbase stays the same though. It's just going to be a little tiny body on it,
which makes it even better because it's going to use a functional wheelbase, and the whole thing is like the real LS.
That's what the real LS mail looks like.
LS mail, it is aggressive, axles forward and rear. It's not just like when someone gets the wrong size body and puts it on top of their Exceed and is like, I am scale. Like
correct. I also should mention that there is a full metal roll cage in there as well. It's hard to see, but Wes did that with the help of Scale Metal Supply, who that's a pretty interesting, good small business in my opinion. I've used his stuff on a number of builds lately.
Yeah, he's got some Scale Metal Supply. He's got some nice little cards.
Yes.
That easy to just pop out.
These laser cut, mine's a little rusty, but laser cut tabs. He's got these tabs. He's got a bunch of other cool tabs. He's got like I got some cool ones that are like, other stuff. They're cooler. Where are they? There we go. It's in my metal box. Like these spider web corner tabs.
Right. Gussets.
Yeah. Corner tabs.
Corner tabs. Yeah. That's what we
just, throw me a bone here.
Yeah.
He's also got his logo emblazoned on them as well, which like this stuff is going to come in so handy. He does like, it's basically like, if you're a brazier or you like brazing at home.
They make videos. You should look them up.
Brazing videos?
Never mind.
Trying to follow along with this one.
I'm a degenerate. The degenerates will understand.
Anyway. Okay. You'll have to fill me in later. But the great thing about all of this stuff is that you can, if you do braze at home or you have the ability to braze or you've done it before, having some of these tabs and gussets and all this stuff at your disposal makes it a lot easier and quicker to do. He's also getting into offering like DIY kind of kits where you tell him I need sliders this long. He'll bend everything up and just send it to you, and then you braze. Is this like is it like a cooking? You're such a goof. Look at you.
I know. I just figured out what I'm going to title my my introduction to fabrication videos.
Oh boy. Are you gonna do it? You gonna do a brazing series? You ding dong?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not crying from laughing.
I can't.
Oh my God. Colby, if you're gonna do brazing at home, get some of this.
Yes.
I use that, and I use this.
Those are two. Safety Cell 56 is the best. 45 if you can't find 56.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap. It's usually about $30 to $40 a troy ounce is how it's sold, and it comes with that little thing of flux. HomeDepot.com used to be the best place to get it if you're in the States. So,
I don't. You know what? I've heard of something else. BRAZZERS. That's pronounced entirely differently, guys. I'm not an idiot. I've been on the internet before.
Anyway,
right.
Steve
That's
Davis,
call.
when are you going to finish the RCPC? Matt has been making good progress on his and showing me some good videos. I have been deciding to do some more CAD work, and I had some good suggestions after the last video, and I've taken some of those suggestions and changed a couple of things in CAD, and then from there I've got to do some major disassembly of my entire trailer to get it to. I've got to punch some holes in the bottom for airflow and such.
Not fun, by the way. I punched a lot of holes in mine yesterday and today, and I'm going to try to show you those now without dropping everything. I think everything else is pretty firmly attached now. We'll find out. Yes. So underneath there, that's the PSU, and I did a nice like TPU printed. No, it's TPU totally printed grommet. It's kind of lost on everybody probably, but TPU printed grommet there to sort of like keep all of it clean and pretty looking. Yes. Same thing with the rear fan, and I put a nice like mesh on it. It's all coming together.
Yes, it is looking very good.
It's going to be a thing.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to posting everything on these things. You know what I'm most looking forward to, honestly, Matt, is just mounting that stupid cooling pump to the CPU.
Yeah,
so
I know.
So I can stop dealing.
I almost did it today. But I was like, you know what? Nope, not quite there yet.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, so we almost broke Josh. Is it time for our special guest?
You know what? We should. I meant to even mention it earlier. We're going to do 5 more questions with Professor Moosejaw. So let me add him.
I love this segment, by the way.
So the plan was to do Professor Moosejaw last Wednesday of every month. Now it's the first Wednesday. Maybe we do the first Wednesday of every month. Do you have him saved in your suggested? Because there it is. Got it. Bingo, jackpot. There she is.
I hope he's ready. If you're looking for this brazing stuff in hard to find, I got my latest round on Amazon, but I had to have it shipped here. Oh.
All looks all right. I'm changing you. Hold, please.
Holding.
Hey, hi, Joe.
That one?
Joe, is your picture quality is
much better.
Incredible today.
What?
I'm inside.
You're not in the garage?
Not in the garage. A little cold in there.
Go Oilers.
Go Oil.
All right. So, for those who weren't here the last time or haven't been here before, this is Moosejaw Joe on Instagram. Is that the full thing? Is that your full Moosejaw underscore Joe?
At Moosejaw.
Oh,
Joe.
Yeah. You're the one who says the www before the web address, aren't you?
Yeah,
HTTP.
http://
So
www.
Yes.
Moosejaw is local to me as well. Been around. He helps moderate on both of our channels, and he is in the profession of education.
He almost feels local to me because he has such a strong affinity for my comedy and hockey.
All things Canadian.
Yes,
Right.
all things Canadian.
So
People used to thought I was Canadian. That's kind of what the nickname came
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought you were Canadian. I was like, well, nobody from America would know what a Moosejaw is.
No.
I'm trying. Someone said my volume's loud. I don't know why that is. Hopefully everything is working though. I don't know.
I hope so too. I got a fancy new headset. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Sound-
it sounds
Sound
pretty.
great.
awesome.
Do you play Fortnite? Okay.
Battlefield 1.
Mine is peaking a little bit. There we go.
Wow.
I turned mine down a little bit.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Good evening, by the way.
So
Hello,
yes,
good to see you.
thank you
Thank
for
you for
coming back
joining
on.
us.
We had last time Joe had come up with 5 very entertaining questions, and we said that would be fun to do. So we're going to
Make it a regular.
make it a regular.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, right? All right. So, question number 1, folks.
All right.
Uh,
People
What-
can play along at home, right?
yes, please do.
They
Okay.
can,
Absolutely.
but only you and I are scoring against each other. It was some sort of arbitrary thing that for some reason I lost last time, but I'm not sure why. Not bitter.
It's been known to happen, Josh.
It happens to the best. All right. Here we go.
Also the worst
Number
ones.
1, since I deal with customers, sometimes this comes up. So, what RC event should a new person to the hobby attend to get the full experience of this hobby, but also fully realize at that moment what they got themselves into
Oh,
of never ever being financially recovering from this hobby again?
Let's.
I have an answer.
I know your answer. I'm going to try and figure out a better answer.
Interesting.
Your answer is Proline by the Fire.
That is correct.
And I knew that was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
And
Do we need to have reasons why?
obviously, but I'm trying to think of yes. And you should go while I think of a better answer than yours.
Sure, but you're not going to. Proline by the Fire is an excellent event to attend because it has a little bit of everything for everyone. There is rock crawling. There is a really great concourse. They did a rally course. They did some short course racing. I think that even this year when they were going to do it, they were planning on doing some drag racing too. It's sort of like you get a really good sense of everything that is in this sort of world of RC. And it's also because it's sponsored by a manufacturer that doesn't, well, they have a few kits, but they don't have anything really specific. It's not like Axialfest, where it's all just axial vehicles, which, you know, in its own right is an excellent event and one I would definitely recommend going to. But Proline gives you a little bit of a taste of everything. Plus, there's a great vendors section where they have everyone from, you know, servo manufacturers to other manufacturers that make kits, like Axial was representing there, Element was there, Vanquish was there. So yeah, it's sort of like that's, and you can buy a bunch of stuff there too. I know people were buying Element kits. I think you could buy an Element kit there if you wanted.
I don't think
but
so.
like,
they were just
no?
they were announced that day. That's the only one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, maybe you could buy Red Cat stuff there. I think. I mean, you know, maybe people were buying. I don't know.
If you're so
But
inclined.
yeah, if you're so inclined, if that's your thing. But yeah, that I felt, and their camaraderie is really good. And there's a bunch of like, you know, other stuff like the bonfire and the whole like event afterwards. The only thing they've got kind of as a strike against them is it's not long enough of an event. It's only like a 2-dayer, and it really ought to be like a 3 or 4 day.
Here's where I'm interrupting with the better answer. I am going to say Team K&K because I think that Proline by the Fire is actually very hard to beat for a lot of reasons. I think that the terrain is better.
I'll take the win. Thank you.
The terrain is better and things that. But for that reason, I think it's like a crutch. You've got amazing terrain. Team K&K shows you, like most people in most places don't have amazing terrain. I'm super lucky that I've got it right in my backyard now, but I came from the Midwest where we had no terrain. And K&K kind of gives that like, hey, we're all having a lot of fun with stuff that we kind of had to make into something. And it's Midwest, and Midwest people are, well, they're kind of Midwest. They're like Midwest adjacent, which almost makes them superior. Not, like Midwest is first, Midwest people. Midwest adjacent, okay. And then you Canadians are terrible.
Counterpoint. I have a counterpoint because I think it's fair to mention that at Proline, you can just go on the trail and enjoy yourself and challenge you and your friends to little friendly competitions. Whereas at K&K, I'm not knocking that event because I love going to Team K&K. You are waiting a long time for very little time.
You could go drive down the
trail.
gravel road. You could go out on the back portion.
I'm sorry, you're both wrong. The correct answer is Veterafest.
Yeah, we might need some help from the audience on who won that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been to the Midwest. I do plan on the Axialfest this year, surprisingly, hopefully. So we'll see. Gosh,
See, Tony CCRXRC just said the answer is a solo trip with Josh where he brings all of his trucks.
And you get to watch him drive the trucks.
Yeah.
Although I think because he labeled it as a solo trip, it's just Josh going by himself.
Yeah.
And nobody
with just
comes.
all of my other personalities.
Yeah. What have I gotten myself into? I love this hobby.
All right. I can give Josh some credit for going bold and going different, but I think Matt made the better argument. One to Matt's.
It was such an easy argument to try and make.
Yeah, you tried.
You tried your best.
All right, question 2. All right. What King of the Hammers 2021 vehicle have you seen that you like and you would like to see made into a ready to run, but also by which company?
Let's see.
I'll let Josh go first on this one.
Again, I think that the easy answer would be the Ford Bronco 4400 class cars, which is probably why Matt's kind of over there going, oh, that's what I was going to say. This should just be predict Matt's predictable answers with Josh. But
no, what it should be called is Matt going for the obvious answer because he wants to win.
It's all about winning.
You know, for me, I am a solid axle fan first. I always like the IFS releases, and they're cool here and there, but in the end, I'm like, I want to drive solid axle cars. So for me, it is a pre-runner actually to King of the Hammers, and it is Lauren Healy's Funhaver rock buggy. That's a Red Dot manufacturing buggy, and I think it actually has like a little samurai hood on it. Very cool very cool little buggy. I think Cody also has a Red Dot, and you know, I'm going to say that I would like to see it from Traxxas, because I would like to see Traxxas do a second platform, and I would love to see them try and put the detail and things that they put into the UDR into a rock crawling buggy, because I think that they did a really good job on the UDR, and that could be so well brought into something like that.
That was a
right,
pretty
Matt?
weak choice. Again, you're shooting for the stars with these weird choices. Just
For the
make the
better-
obvious choices.
I know.
I was initially thinking of the Bronco truck and thinking Losi would do a good job with it. But now I'm rethinking that. And I think I prefer that. Is it the Alien chassis?
UFO chassis. Joe
UFO
Thompson.
chassis.
Joe
Yeah,
Thompson built
Joe
UFO
Thompson
chassis.
truck. Those things look awesome. I don't care who you are. That thing is so unique looking. The sort of the kind of the bulby, kind of boxy look. I think that would be really super cool. And I still go with Losi for making that.
But yes. So the Joe Thompson ones, would you want to have the solid axle rear version, the independent rear version, or the TTB style? So
solid rear.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right. I'm going to go with Josh. And this is why. Parts availability. Working at a hobby store, can't find Losi parts, but Traxxas, they'll supply us. They'll supply the customer. Both good, but that's where I'm going.
But does that mean, Joe, that they break a lot?
They're just there because they're always in stock. They're like, oh, I don't need these, evidently. You know, they're just there. When someone needs one of these, though, we're going to have it.
Yes. Driver error. All right.
Okay.
No apologies there.
All tied up.
All tied up. All right. All right. Just curious, because I think this is the most awesome thing, and this is only the ones counted in your general vicinity, not in the garage, because I know what cars you have in the garage there, Josh. How many of your trucks have a dig unit in your immediate room? Let's count the digs.
Immediate room? Okay.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
I think. Do you have any trucks over here? No.
5.
5 too. But I have more in the garage.
That garage don't count.
Yeah, there are 5. Jelly Bean.
My Pro and my Ripper are in the garage.
Jelly Bean, Capra, JL, JT, and the Ripper.
VS4 Ultra up top there. My Portal Rear Pro thing. The Woods Runner right there. The Power Wagon build back there. And then I've got the other Pro down here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it, still 5.
So
if I didn't take the transmission out of that Capra piece of crap RC Speedy chassis, I would have had 6.
I'm just making sure that it's only 5. Because did I put it in? No, it's not in the JL. Okay, yeah, 5.
5.
I took
5 and 5. We're still at a tie.
Still tied.
And this is the opportunity to tell people why they should get a dig in all of their cars, not just 5.
It, for one, it changes a trail truck completely.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, don't base your opinion on that on Axial's dig units.
No,
because
try a Vanquish one before.
Axial's dig units are bad.
Yeah.
In the SCX3 and Capra, they're both bad. They're largely let down by their servos.
Yes, it's underpowered for sure.
But they're still bad even with a decent servo.
Oh, Brian Taft just reminded me, Josh, you don't actually own the Woods Runner anymore.
It's in the room. Possession.
9 times a lot. I'm getting a lot of people saying that I won because you don't actually own that truck.
I will literally install a dig unit. Oh.
Just throw it in the truck. There we go.
He's like, this might have a dig.
6.
Oh, sorry, it's the one.
My
it's the
D12
one,
has one too.
Gotta fit in it. Jeez.
Yeah, we're gonna say that's a tie.
Excellent.
Having a dig though is really cool. It does change the whole dynamic of a truck. It is sort of like a little bit of a cheater option for sure. In a trail truck, definitely, but
Oh,
in
yeah.
just a way you can get around an obstacle or pivot
And
is just awesome.
it changes so many things and mine are in all trail trucks. Like I bet not one of those trucks that I counted in here, and none of those have been in a comp. I don't think with like any of these specifically. I've never comped one of these trucks that are in here. So
it's not even. It's only class 3 legal anyway. You can't
Right.
have it in class 2 anyway. So I mean,
Sure.
like it makes it. It definitely makes it a different experience.
Yeah, it does. It's
Definitely
it's for climbing, for turning. I use it all the time, and I drive one-handed, and I just use it on a push button on my palm, and I hit it on and off 100 times on a trail run.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many Vanquish questions are we getting there when when is Vanquish gonna improve the axial dig?
That's not a
Good luck
bad
on
idea,
that.
Josh. That's not a bad idea.
Yes.
Trademark SBG.
Right.
I own that idea. It's mine now.
Yes, and help me get a new career. I'll work at Vanquish.
Yeah.
I got ideas. All right.
You can teach a lot of people there, Joe. Teach Josh a thing or two.
Yeah, he'll send me out to do cardboard. I'm sure.
Right.
This is how you do cardboard. Figure it out. No instructions. Go. Question 4, I guess. Yes, question 4. What would you like to see all RC companies do, but better? I know that's kind of ambiguous. It's kind of out there, but if collectively something that you want them to do to maybe even make the hobby bigger than it is.
Right.
Wow.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I was thinking more along a product that they could all do that would make things better. But
I personally feel that it is more interchangeability of universal parts. Battery. Everybody's got their own freaking battery connector. Everyone's, it's.
Well, you don't like the Tamiya connector anymore?
I don't like the Tamiya connector. I personally don't like the Traxxas connector. I don't even like Dean's connectors anymore.
Yeah,
but
I'm coming around to the XT60. I gotta say,
XT60 is hands down the better one.
It's so much easier to install. Although the smart connector is quite easy to install as well. I do like that one. But I was thinking more along product, and something that I'd love to see from all manufacturers that would make people like this hobby a lot more would be better quality RTR radios. Just spend a little tiny bit, or even better yet, just make your receivers like Spectrum compatible or something. Like get somebody so like there's like one receiver for everybody. You can use whatever radio you want.
Yeah, I know what you mean. At that time, like I see why that's never going to happen. Like
obviously, but it's the same reason that your universal interchangeable parts thing is never going to happen.
I want XT60 battery connectors. That's all I want. Like just give me one.
No, but you started by saying that you wanted everything that like I want to make sure my universals from my Axial.
No. I'm saying like items that are universal, not like
No, I understand what you mean.
Axle shafts aren't like yes, but no. I'm talking about like
So battery connectors. That's where this starts and ends for you.
I want the same body clips. I want. Okay, battery connect. Yes, that is the one. But still, I'm still right. I agree. Thank you. Now, personally, you're saying better RTR radio. I think that like Spectrum honestly is doing pretty well. Spectrum
is doing great. And I don't have any problem with their ready to run radios. Let me show you a radio, because this demands to be seen.
Is it going to be the Axial Johnson? The one that came with the
Johnson.
the one that came with
Johnson.
the one that came with the Honcho and Yeti Jr.
No, that one's horrible. But this one might actually be worse. I'm just gonna quickly cover up the name. I don't want anybody to. There.
Double secret.
Hang on. Hold on. I'm gonna just Sharpie over it so we know that it's not. Okay, so this radio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yes. Yeah, that's not an RC four-wheel drive radio. I've never seen that before.
Good Lord, this thing is not good.
Yeah.
If it's your first RC, this is gonna let you down. It's very light. It's very plasticky.
The wheel is a incredible distance away from the grip. Now, granted,
no way
Matt has little girl hands, but
there's like literally no way you could get there with anybody's thumb.
Yeah.
You gotta want it, Rita.
Now, the only other thing, like, I find it really hard to say certain things in marketing, because marketing our product into other industries is
fair.
Nice. Is hard to say, like, but it would be nice if especially in like the scale or like that was pushed more of how the ability to get out with the whole family is so much easier with scaling or whatever than it is with bashing and things like that. But either way.
I have to admit,
what?
You lost me there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it feels like our area could be marketed as something that's a very family friendly and conducive part of the hobby, but it's always a hard one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think most people don't want to see the ads where it's like, dad with this smile on his face and little Timmy in front of him, and they're both holding the remote together.
Yeah, no.
Nobody gives a crap about that.
That is true. They would see how high it goes and how fast it goes.
Yeah. How fast does it go? How many houses can I jump? And will this be featured in an upcoming movie?
It is not very. Yeah, I very much agree with that.
By the way, before you guys leave, you have to talk about that movie. You haven't talked about it tonight.
I don't understand.
Well, don't worry.
I don't even know.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Never even. Yeah.
I've never been to Belize. All right.
I do not get that reference.
Movie quotes. Maybe that'll be the bonus question.
Bonus question.
I'm gonna say it, Ty, again.
Say anything from Star Wars. He won't know it.
I think you were both, the idea of interchangeable parts, at least at some level, would be nice. At some level of cohesive. But so we are tied 3-3. And here we go. Here's the fun one. Let's go back in time. You are a young single male, an RC enthusiast, and you're attending your first RC event. We'll call it Squirrel Fest.
That's a good one.
And you noticed a young RC maiden that catches your eye. She has this amazing rack. I meant scaled rack. On her ready-to-run J Concepts Lloyd.
God.
What is your pickup line to the young maiden to capture her heart and enjoy your RC dreams forever?
I feel like this one has to go to Matt to start it off with, since he was the victor last time.
Is that bedroll big enough for two? Yes.
Break the ice. You broke the iceberg.
Oh.
Now we gotta see if Josh has game, right?
Oh, damn it. That
I almost fell off my chair.
oh.
Ah, I'm so pleased with myself.
Yeah, that you know what?
We're gonna have another resigns Harley T-shirt.
I know. You know what? I think because in this whole situation, this female is Matt's living his movie dreams right now, and this is clearly an inappropriately aged.
I think I'm pleased with myself with that question.
You know what? I have to resign this. Ouch. It stings. It stings a little again. 2 months. 2 months in a row. I'm
4 to 3.
2 months in a row. I'm gonna have to be the loser of this game.
Thanks to Tony at RC Country with helping me with that last question.
Oh, that is so great.
Damn it.
There's got to be others. There's got to be more. There's got to be more.
I'm a big deal on the internet. Like,
It's got to be something like,
God.
I don't know if you say that, Josh, I'll probably go, so you're RC Sparks?
Yeah, exactly. You know that Canadian guy?
You're like different person.
You got a lot more hair. Oh man.
I kind of apologize, but no regrets.
No regrets on that one. It'd be like, hey, I see we're sharing the same frequency.
Matt's gonna make a little book here now.
Yeah, exactly. Pickup lines for the RC artist.
Oh my God.
Chris Drift, thanks for the £5. He offered up. Does your rack make your body roll?
I like this one here from George. You want to be in my Brazer video?
That's good. That's good. Want to see my ripper from Nick LaRusso?
Nice.
Guy on a moose. Hey, show me your headlights. Oh my gosh, it's so great.
Oh my God.
Tony, CCXRC, thanks for the $5. Winner.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely conceding that one. Oof.
Maybe that's a new bumper sticker at least.
Yeah, I think that's a few people are suggesting that would be a good bumper sticker. I think the comedy would be lost on most people, but
yeah,
that's great. That was a great question.
Want to see my beef tube?
The stream has made a turn.
Oh man.
Oh,
that's great. Oh, Changi just offered up. Is that Faijan in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? Gene Master, I dig your scale rack.
You're gonna enjoy reading the comments for a while.
No, that's a nice snatch block.
If you're watching after the fact on this live stream, please comment with your pickup lines.
Yeah, please add your pickup lines in the comments below.
Show us your portal.
Now I think I need to apologize more.
Can I plug my battery into your charger? Like, that's.
Oh, Gringo Bandito had a good one here. Let's.
Yeah, Steve just said that one too.
If my wife is watching, she's probably rolling her eyes right now. I could feel it on my
face. Oh, my face is so hot. Oh man.
Oh, this would be a good time for a, hey wench. Like there's some sort of wench joke in there, so I don't know where it's at, but
That's so great.
Joe.
Oh God.
This is why every month
this is why we bring you on. This is why you're here.
I'll start working on the next 5 questions.
Okay. This was a success.
Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
There were other questions the RC guys.
Yes.
Yeah. There were some other questions the RC guys stores made. I said, no, I can't do those.
Yeah, I've been to RC country. I know those guys. I agree that we need a level of censorship between.
This is still somewhat a family show.
Yeah.
So
no matter how much I cry at my own jokes, like.
Oh God, there's some good ones coming in here now. Paul's 1816 did say, and we wonder why so few women come to events.
Yeah.
Checkered Past, which is a great name, by the way, said, hey, you want to watch flying cars?
Have you seen my Lloyd? Wow.
This one pushes the limits of good taste, but I'm still going to say it out loud. Changi offered, you make me stiffer than the leaves in my C1.
somebody would say that too.
Mark, thank you for the donation. He says, thanks for the laugh. I think I have laughed enough tonight for just about everyone.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my God. This was pretty good.
This is great.
Yes, as all, and thanks again, Moosejaw, for preparing. For you prepared more for our stream than Matt or I. So for that, we appreciate you especially. Again, Moosejaw_Joe on Instagram. Go.
Please check him out.
Please give him
some nice
a follow.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I will say I need to figure out a way to like you guys trying to get money to build. I'm gonna start painting bodies. I'm gonna put them up for sales on Instagram.
Good idea.
Hit me an offer
because
a body a month.
Perfect idea.
A body a month.
Ooh, that's a good goal.
That's a good
goal.
That
is a good goal.
That's my 2021 goal. One of them. So
nice.
Good idea. Yeah. So yeah, go check out his page because I used the van body he painted on that Friday Night Live a few weeks back. This is the same person who did that. There it is.
There it is.
There it lives.
Yeah, you did a killer job on that one, Joe.
Thank you. Now I got the pressure of putting an interior in there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I was just gonna run it, and I'm like, no, you need an interior. I mean, even Josh says you need an interior.
I know, and I would never say something like that, right?
Josh, are you feeling okay?
I know.
Oh my God, some of these things that keep coming in.
Yeah,
please.
You make my lipo bulge.
Like my stinger. Built.
Oh boy.
Please go comment these after the fact.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Thank you again.
Anyways, yes.
Thanks, Joe.
Guys. Always fun.
Oh my God.
We'll see you again soon.
We'll wrap up this side here before, and let me change scenes. All right, there we go. So that was a pretty awesome 5 questions again from Joe.
Holy cow, that was incredible. That was amazing. My chest hurts.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, mine too. But it's high, but it's on the wrong side, so I'm like, it's okay. So it's.
Now I'm just thinking about it again.
Plus, Nicole says I'm heartless, so I don't feel like that's a huge.
Oh no! Make sure it's not like shooting paint down your arm, because that might be something else. Why is this whole side of my face drooping? Wow. No, there's no way we're deleting any of these. These are all staying.
Yeah, no. No, this is not the moderators over on this side already are just like, nope, this
Yeah,
happened.
hands off the merchandise. Yeah, man, that was amazing.
So
what a question.
it was.
There is one other thing. I got a new radio this week. I totally forgot about it. It came the other day. DX5 Pro.
Oh.
Yeah, they updated that radio, and it's awesome. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but I'm pretty sure it's awesome. Yeah, it's yeah. No, I read through the manual, and I had to register the.
Yeah, you had to get the registration card out and get that mailed off. So
that is. But it definitely is going to be a huge improvement over the DX5C. It has support for lipo-ion life batteries right out of the box, so that alone is a good feature.
Yes.
But the wheel is a drop down. You can change the angle of the wheel with some spacers and stuff. I know you Futaba guys are like, whatever. Yeah. That's old news. But on a sort of a mid-range radio like the DX5 Pro, it's pretty exciting.
Very nice. That, you know what? That's absolutely. And you know what? New radio day, always a good day.
Yeah, peeling off that sticker off the display.
The peel, like, it's like
feels so good.
I know.
Sort of like a PC build too. Speaking of, my best friend next door, he wants to build a PC because he doesn't want to use his work computer for personal stuff, for brazing videos.
Yeah, for brazing videos. Don't command I'm making brazing videos. RC Ritter FPV, thank you very much for the donation.
Yes, RC Ritter FPV, thank you. Just cuz.
He says, why not over here?
Tony CCXRC, $5, thank you. Real tears, you guys brought it. Rourke Ponce, thanks for the $10. Am I late to the party? Josh, Orange Crocs? ?
You had stepped away from the stream. When I was, and I was like, I think I need to talk about these on Friday. But yeah, I got a delivery to the office the other day, and it was just addressed to Josh only. I'm like,
you just said Josh on the outside of the box,
and it was from Amazon, and the girls in package are like, what's that? Well, turns out these are some big orange Crocs.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was that from Rourke?
It was from Rourke Ponce. Because I found out there was no note or anything like that inside of the package.
No, of course not.
And just labeled to Josh. I was like, okay, interesting. And then
you know what I'm really thankful for?
What's that?
I don't work in the RC industry where people would automatically know my address.
You know what? I enjoy it more than anything.
I'm sure you do. It's
especially
really
because it's just like, oh, it's going to my office, which is fine. Because there's a layer of protection then between me and whatever I'm receiving. Because somebody else can know.
Yeah. Inspector 71 said, Matt, good luck finding PC parts. Yes, I hear that there is a bit of a
bit of a tough spot right now.
Lack of parts for sure. It all depends on what you're trying to build, though. For him, what I might do is tell him to go suck an egg, and then I'll just build myself a small form factor because I've been kind of dying to do that for no reason.
And you should.
Yeah.
Because
I probably should.
Yeah, because that's fun. I think it'd be good stuff. Thank you, CCXRC. Tony, this is great stuff.
This is great stuff. Tonight was fantastic. Man, oh man. Yeah, I mean, well, that's 2 hours. Do you want to wrap it up?
I think, we did pretty well tonight.
Yeah. If I've got an early call tomorrow, I could use some extra sleep anyway.
I have a lot of other things that I'm going to try and get working on. And yes.
CPC maybe.
Right. That and a pile of other projects that are surrounding me at the moment.
Never ending list.
Never ending
projects.
Thanks again, everybody who joined. I would like to thank, let's go down this list. Jeremy Burris, RC Dave Charged Up, Quack RC, BT Perry G, DDM Steve B, Brian Sherwood, Chris Drift, Mark, RC Ritter FPV, and CCX RC. Thank you.
I got to
very
reload
much.
here. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Quack RC, Backyard RC, Andy C. That's a pattern. Chris Drift, Brent Hevner, Chris Drift again, Dan Trivet, BT, Backyard RC, Cody, Oscar, David, Chris Drift, CCXRC, RC Ritter FPV, and Tony CCXRC. Thank you guys.
Yes, thanks a lot, everybody. It was great. Same time next week. For
Oh,
week
Rourke Ponce too. Sorry.
48.
Oh
And
man, we're getting close to a full-on year.
I know it's going to be here before we know it. Hit the like button before you guys leave. Any of you guys who are still
Please do.
hanging around,
Yeah,
we
much
appreciate it.
appreciated. Always a pleasure. See you next week for double photo live Lightroom show.
Double the photos, half the bandwidth. See you guys
Yes.
next.
Take care, guys.
Later.
Bye. Love you.